Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heroes of the Veil. We are excited to be back. I am here with TJ Storm, who is playing Keen Dea Preth. Am I ever saying that right? Who is an Eladrin. Hope Lavelle, who's playing Penelope Half Pint, and Bradford, who is, of course, Briv Steelmarrow, Briv the Brief, and Lauren Irvin as Okira Ildrex, and Jen Kretschmer as Alindra.
Hello.
Sarbarand.
Sarbarand.
It's not a joke about everyone's last names. It's a joke about my inability to say them. Where were we last? So everyone was in Storm Herald.
And nothing major happened last time.
Nothing major happened.
Big.
So amidst an apparent attack by undead, and we lost Keen. Oh, Keen's back. He's back. Okay. Amidst an apparent undead attack, this dragon-like creature was trying to murder villagers, and Okira stood in the way, and she was severely burned by the dragon fire. Not just once, but twice. And also bitten. So Okira had a bit of a rough time. As Briv attacked the monster, he noticed that the skin was actually ooze, and this ooze climbed onto his weapon and tried to poison and infect him. As things went on, Penelope found her bravery and started to attack the creature as well, calling down lightning from the sky. Fortunately for Okira, Keen came to her rescue and put her behind a wall so that she could take no further damage. However, she did become infected, and this infection caused dramatic changes in her physiognomy. Her claws started to grow longer, her teeth sharper, and she basically became filled with rage and a need to steal everyone's gold. She became even taller and larger at the same time. To try to restrain her, she was levitated into the air. At the same time, Alindra was attacking the creature with Mind Spike, enhancing it with the spire at the same time, and realized that there's a limitation, that spire that increases her magical abilities can only really be used 3 times. It can be used a 4th time, but you kind of feel like the wheels are going to fall right off the car if you try that. So you managed to defeat the entity, even though it tried to, after Briv so nobly decided to wrestle a pile of ooze. Soon to be a show on D&D Beyond. Friday night
ooze wrestling
fights. Just ooze wrestling. No one
Clear
wins.
ass full hearts.
Yeah. Managed to throw the ooze overboard, over the Storm Herald into the Ocean of the Dead. At the same time, he found more ooze and tossed that as well, but it almost grabbed him and threw him down to the Ocean of Dead, certainly to his own demise. Except for Alindra, again, was able to save Briv and bring him back up, and also using ropes, everyone helped save Briv from himself, maybe his own hubris. So Briv is now alive. And Flo, at the end, finally showed up, letting everyone know that she had finally found a griffin. And in the distance, in the sun, a giant flying ostrich landed, and Briv embraced his brand new mount. And so many days have passed. I assume, tell me what everyone has been doing.
Oh, so much.
Okira, let's start with you.
Okay. So we had this massive fight. We had this nice little gathering around the tree. Briv has an ostrich. It was an exhausting day. Okira has spent the last couple of days struggling with the changes to her body whilst trying to still keep up with everything that's going on. So on the one hand, I think there's still the rot that's going on in the city. So she's been trying to help stem that tide and work with Penelope on growing some stuff that will help without magic. And on the other, she can't sleep very well because all of a sudden she's got wings and spikes and claws, and so like she liked to sleep on her back, and that's not something she can do anymore. And so she's having to like learn how to walk and learn how to sleep. And then I think at some point in the next couple of days, someone might find her off in a corner, like failing miserably to try to learn how to fly, just like flapping, toosh, flapping, flapping, toosh, because like it's not like they don't come with instruction manuals. They're just there now, so I might as well try to learn how to use them. So I think she's like on the one hand focusing on healing as many people with this rot as possible, and then on the other like going off in a corner and trying to figure out what's going on with her own body.
So basically, freshman year of my high school. Okay.
Kind of. Puberty all over again. Sucks.
The worst.
Who wants to go next?
Who?
How about you, Penelope? What's Penelope been doing?
Penelope has been going one by one and picking everyone in the castle to come and introduce them to my new friend, the dryad tree, and saying, "Hello, this is my friend. Have you met my other friend? Okay, next." And then she would spend her days going around and picking up anything that's shiny and taking it to the tree and saying, "Oh, look what I found. I made you this," and just enjoying her time with the tree as much as possible.
Keen. What are you doing? That is the cutest thing ever. Okay. Everyone in Storm Herald eventually, after days, has met the tree and said hello.
In the Eladrin fashion, I remain in my fall season because it is the time before the great darkness, the great winter. It is the time to prepare the people for what is coming, and there is something coming. So I look for signs of the red ooze that flung around, making sure that there is none. I look for signs of sickness, and we prepare the people for what is coming in using the castle to its fullest potential, manning the war battlements, manning the places where food can be grown, making sure that everybody understands the dangers that are out there, including the undead and the ooze and the occasional flying creature, including ostriches and okiras, that must be watched as they swing out of the sky. But in any case, we make sure that the people are well prepared and cared for at all points. I go around and help where I can, and then in the last moments of each day, I choose to work with my weapons master, Daypreth Dagon, and learn the ways of our eldritch style. I still wish to be a eternal knight, and I show him my second trophy, a Dracolich's head. He is unimpressed, but nonetheless, I am on my path.
You find yourself often in the in the center of the fortress outside, fighting and training with Dagon. He's running you through drills constantly with his own spear, showing you different techniques, different ways to fight different beasts, just trying to explain the theory of being an Eldritch Knight for the Eladrin. So he's basically, you're going through a training montage, right? Where he's got you running, like wall running around Storm Herald, carrying your weapons. He's got you like throwing things. He's throwing things at you. He's asking you deep philosophical questions. Like, can you truly kill the heart of an enemy, or is the heart of the enemy inside yourself?
Ah, yes.
What's your training montage music?
Eye of the Tiger. Everybody knows this.
Of course.
Classic. There are no other choices.
This is true. Very wise.
I have the Displacer Beast.
Yes.
Briv, what is Briv doing?
So Briv is definitely trying to push the boundaries of what Beak Grinder can do. That is what he has named his fabulous majestic steed is Beak Grinder. So Beak Grinder.
I don't even have to be here for this game. I just talking
So
about
Have
Beak
to show up
Grinder-
and offer an ostrich.
and Briv are just becoming one. I mean, it looks like a starship eventually. And so doing a lot of training there, he is continuing to look and see if there are any other flying creatures. Don't get me wrong, Beak Grinder is his, but he is just looking to see if he could potentially allow some of the other inhabitants of our floating fortress the ability to potentially learn how to ride an aerial mount at this point in time too. And Briv is also starting to see if there is anyone aboard the ship that feels like they have some kind of way to help not only himself, but anyone else that he might eventually train to not fall to their deaths if they fall off this mount while it is aloft. And so Briv is starting to give some serious thought to what's going on with his armor situation. So you see that he's starting to train. He occasionally tries to poke and jab at Keen enough where he might train with him a little bit, where he's trying to go unarmored and try that on for size a little bit, because his fighting style typically incorporates just, shoulder checking something. And so he's trying to get a little lighter on his feet, see if he can avoid some blows a little bit more, because he's very nervous about wearing armor while flying on this creature and possibly, falling in any way to keep himself aloft, with the weight of the armor. He's concerned about it.
And you've had a number of very close calls, things where you just felt yourself slipping and you just barely grabbed onto a strap, and you're just like, you just kind of get that horrible sweat where you're like, okay, it's cool that I didn't die. Slowly climb up.
When you almost get into a car accident, and you just kind of, oh, okay,
yeah,
that didn't happen.
Yeah, it's exactly that feeling,
Yeah.
When, if you slip in the tub, you're like, oh, that is not the way I wanted to go.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, yes, Briv is trying to explore. He's trying to expand his technique to potentially account for not having to rely on his armor so much.
And also, Beak Grinder is having to learn to balance, now not just itself, but also having you on its back. So Beak Grinder is having a great deal of a learning curve as well. Already not necessarily the most elegant of creatures.
I don't know about that now. Briv thinks that Beak Grinder is a creature of beauty. And so ultimately, the one last thing that Briv is also doing is he is trying to either find a lance or fashion one himself, where he can use that while he's actually out on patrol, where he can have more reach.
Okay. And Alindra, what are you doing?
Alindra is assisting with trying to aid everyone who has been affected by the eye sickness, but also I was looking to see if there was anyone aboard who was blind already who might be able to assist with teaching anyone who is affected and has some time, and also anyone who has not been affected as well, to get by without their sight.
You, between you and Okira, you've managed to actually stomp out the infection from almost everyone. So the disease is no longer a concern over time between the two of you. And also with help, I would expect, from Penelope in some ways. The other thing that you've unfortunately come across is that you've started to have headaches, almost like migraines, in the last few days, and they don't seem to be getting much better. And you have an imposing sense of dread, like this horrible, like the weight of the world is now on your shoulders, and you don't know if we don't know where this emotion or this feeling is coming from, and And it's almost a little bit like the experience changed you. The last fight affected you deeply. And you might be writing it off as that, but something is different. Something isn't as it was for you.
Is this the sort of thing I can trace at all? Can I figure out if it's divine, if it's arcane? Is it something I can research? Is there a thread I can tug on?
It feels a little bit of both, but you keep on having nightmares of the Ocean of the Dead. You keep on seeing them. And that's where you are.
I would also like to ask Penelope's new friend for their name. A name, patronymics, surname by name, pronouns, rank, title, clan, preferred. Standard. Hello, how are you?
Who are you asking?
The Dryad.
Oh, the Dryad.
They seem to be a person who would have a lot of knowledge and experience, and that's something I would like to explore. Talk to them a bit, because
the Dryad definitely goes by they, though has a somewhat feminine form, but it is kind of. It's hard to. I mean, if you think of David Bowie as being feminine, like he they are just kind of a mix of both male and female. And the Dryad isn't used to talking to people, and you even sense and you could entirely just be imposing your own emotions, but as Penelope Half-Pint so well-meaningly has so many people come meet the Dryad seems to get kind of nervous and anxious, because this is the most social interaction they have ever had. They have no name and refer to them in that way, or at least no name that they remember. They're very wizened. You can tell that this is a very old and ancient Dryad that has been alone for a great amount of time, cut off from nature.
They like to give themselves a name for us to use now. For themselves.
Do you ask that question?
I do. I will ask that mentally, not aloud, since it seems to be tiring, and I'm comfortable not speaking. That's a very familiar state for me.
I am not comfortable with having a name. When you give a thing a name, you own a thing.
Understood.
I take an opportunity to dismantle more of the dragon, especially its rib cage. I take some of the longest ribs, and I go with the smiths and the craftsmen, and I secretly start the project of making a proper lance for Briv. I do not want him to know yet, but he will have a dragon bone lance when we are done.
Do you have blacksmith?
The dragon corpse is like out in the courtyard, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Would Okira see you like dismantling this?
I will say that Okira seems to be the one who's the most perceptive at all times. You may notice that Keen just kind of walks out and like trying to like nonchalantly run away with a rib cage.
She'll walk on up where he's like dismantling stuff.
Okay.
Are you gonna move the whole thing into your room?
No, it is not for me. This piece of the rib is for Briv. He fights so hard that he needs a proper lance. He keeps using that little stick on top of the... You call it a griffin? I don't remember griffins looking like that. Very well, but I think he should have a proper weapon befitting his size. And this is a proper beast. A dragon bone... Oh my, is this offensive to you somehow?
No, not really. I mean, I wasn't related to it. I was just kind of curious. But I think that's a really
And
good
grab
idea.
the other side of this saw. Help me.
Sure. And she'll start
Briv walks
helping.
up in the middle of this and just says, "What art thou doing?"
I need a perception check from Briv.
15.
You feel as though they are engaged in suspicious activity. You do not know
Secrets
if
do not
if it
make
is of
friends.
That's
Briv,
right.
Briv, I'll admit, I was a little worried about asking you, so I was talking to Keen. I'm kind of jealous how you're just flying around and it's so easy. Do you think you could give me some flying lessons? I'm having a hard time. And she'll like push one of her wings
Deception.
out of the way, which is in the way again.
Briv believes her wholesale.
She's telling the truth. Like, I will say, she's absolutely telling the truth. She was going to ask. She's just using this as a distraction technique because she knows Keen doesn't want to know. So she's like,
Beak Grinder
Smokescreen with
is
the
a
truth.
magnificent creature. We shall certainly be more than willing to help thee.
oh, that'd be great because, like, if I'm going to have these things, I should learn how to use them. But they just keep getting in the way. You know, I'm trying to
Keen
help.
can handle the little bone by himself. Come with me now and let's start our training.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I will surreptitiously cast Featherfall on both of them.
Yeah, you probably noticed me over in the side of the courtyard, like flap, 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 fall, flap, 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 fall. Like she's been purposefully doing it where there's a lot of moss, so it's a soft fall. She's not gonna be like going over the edge, but yeah.
we gotta get
Yeah,
that
she'll-
wider angle for Keen. We're getting the full deal.
There he goes. All right, Keen, I'll see you later. I'm gonna
Fairly
go.
well,
I'm gonna take-
Keen.
And
Thanks.
Keen succeeds on it. That's what a success on a stealth check looks like, everyone.
So yeah,
Well
Akira
done.
will happily follow Briv over to Beak Breaker. You call him? Him?
Beak
her?
Grinder.
Beak
Beak
Grinder.
Grinder. Don't insult.
No, it's not an insult. I want to make sure I get it right. Him? Is it him, her, an it, a they?
It is a she,
She. Okay.
and I am trying to find her a perfect match where we can have little beak grinders all about the fortress,
Oh, that'd be adorable.
just like Beak Grinder.
Well,
Beak Grinder is like,
To the
Why look at all the
skies.
cute creatures?
well, wait, before we totally get sky, so like, do you have any pointers?
You spread the wings and you flap them.
And she does, and one of them goes out, and the other one kind of goes halfway.
So listen,
And
if
Okira
we cannot
falls.
get that part right, then we perhaps should not be doing this training yet.
Well, I mean, if there's like a flying 101, if this is like 201, I'll step back. I have no
Let's-
idea what I'm doing.
okay,
Let us
this is a
perhaps
very
stay on the
weird
ship.
skill check I need you to make. Akira, I need you to make an animal handling check on yourself. And Briv, I will allow you to take no. I want you to help him to help you. Briv, make an animal handling check on Okira. Okira, you
Okay.
can take the help action for him to help guide you.
I'm glad I get advantage.
Okay.
So that is a 14.
Okay, and then
Yeah,
I
you
just do a.
You-
Do I
you
just do
get
a
the hang
straight-
of it?
Okay.
No, it's not. No, it's not straight. I mean, it's
Okay.
like flap, 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 flap. But
Yeah.
you're starting to feel secure enough that you're not going to die. In fact, you
Yeah, I already did that
Just
twice.
watching-
I don't need to do that again.
just watching Briv and Beak Grinder,
Beak
Sorry.
Grinder.
Beak Grinder. Watching Briv and Beak Grinder, you start to like realize gliding is your friend when you panic, and can give you some time to maybe think about what you need to do next.
Okay.
So you are growing stronger, but
Spread
The,
the wings and flap them. Remember.
all this time,
Yeah, I'm
Alindra
working
is
on it.
making sure that you have Featherfall on you, and I imagine Alindra is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like
And
really
every
tense.
time I feel her
No,
cast
it's,
it.
it's on them.
Is
They've got the floaties on at that point, so
Yeah.
Right. Are you watching if like the first child is like trying to swim or like on the bicycle for the first time kind of look? Isn't that kind of like
Yeah.
motherly look? Like, I know
yeah.
I need not to do
How long
anything.
does that last,
taking
Featherball?
notes
Yeah.
just to see if I can help.
How long does
Check.
Featherfall last?
I know this resource called D&D Beyond.
I
We
don't
If
can
only
know.
we could
probably
look it
find that
up.
out pretty quickly.
While you look that up, I'll say every single time Okira
I feel
kneels,
like the founder, inventor, and president of
Oh,
D&D
it's one
Beyond
round,
should know
so
this
it's-
right off the top of
Yeah.
his head.
1 minute.
one. Oh, okay. So you're yeah.
Briv
you
does
can
not
cast it as a-
cast.
You can cast it as a reaction. So basically, every time you see Okira, like, whoa!
Every time I see you
and-
starting to,
Yep. And every
That's
time Okira feels it and like
Yes.
looks over at you and gives you a thumbs up, like, thank you. Every single time. And
I'm
then
trying to be subtle about it, so I'm not embarrassing anyone. So
No,
it's like,
and Okira
continue my
knows you probably
conversations.
she knows
Oh,
she
yes,
probably
I
looks
did.
horrible. But yeah, she'll face plant and then get back up and like wipe herself off and be like, all right, here we go again. But yeah, she'll follow all of Briv's instructions.
Okay. Why,
Yes, so climb
why
up the
both?
mask pass. Just
I need both Briv and Okira to make perception checks while they're flying
12.
around Storm Herald. The whole time, the villagers are trying to respectfully snicker. It's like some of them are watching it like it's almost like Daytona 500. Like, oh, there's gonna be a crash.
Does Briv see any of this?
this?
I got a
Does
16.
Briv notice the Snickers?
Every time Briv looks over, they're like, yeah. Oh.
Very well.
I got a 16 on my perception check. I'll say I have a 16 on my passive insight. Do I notice that they're trying to hide the Snickers?
Oh yeah, you know.
Okay.
You may have a little social anxiety. It's kind of like, like walking onto the dance floor for the first time while like the entire school is watching you, kind of thing. Yeah. So
Yeah.
scaly sweats. Yeah.
Oh, those are the
So-
worst.
Yeah, scale sweats are the worst. They just goes right down.
I didn't sweat before the transformation either. This is the worst.
let's see here.
Yes, Alindra.
Huh.
I don't know what you're thinking, but I'm excited.
Suspense.
I'm going to look at Okira, and I'm going to command her. Impress.
Oh. Okira, make a I believe it's a wisdom saving throw.
And I have foreseen this moment, so your roll would be a 14.
Okay, well, with a 14, that's a wisdom saving throw. That's a 19.
What's her
Do I
difficulty?
resist?
It's a 12.
Okay, so the
So I-
lowest number, because you want her to fail, or was it the lowest
No,
number
I
that
wanted
you
her
had?
to succeed. I wanted her to impress these people who are observing her.
So, but that command, you want her to have the lowest roll against it.
Yeah, you want me to
Oh, yeah,
fail
yeah.
your?
Against it. Oops.
Do you want to not use
No,
that?
I'll
roll?
let you take
Yeah,
it. I will
I'm
let you
sorry.
take
We
it
can
back.
swap that. I have foreseen this moment, and it was a 5.
Oh, all right. With that,
You
it's an
You
11.
Apologies.
foresaw this moment.
I did. I foresaw my own mind thought.
With a 5
Deja
and
vu.
an 11, so I fail. All right. So I am suddenly compelled. So I've face planted again, and I get up and I pull like a chunk of moss off of my face and some grass, and then I've been told to impress. So,
All right. Well, you are going to do your best effort to impress everyone in Storm Herald with your next amazing action. So, what do you think that is?
I think because I've been being careful and trying to get used to the wings, I've been only like 10, 15 feet off the ground, so that doesn't really hurt when I land. I think I'm going to try to, like, Briv, how high are you currently flying?
As high as I possibly can be.
I think I'm going to try to join Briv. I think I'm going to go for I'm going to go straight up and try to join him.
Are you super nervous? Are you, like, putting your claws against the wall and getting ready to, like, unfold your wings and have this kind of Spider-Man moment of just leaping?
I think there's a little bit of that, yeah. I think the command probably makes me more excited than nervous, but it's more of a, all right, let's do this. And then she goes for it.
Wait a minute,
I would like to have Levitate on standby to help make sure that this goes well. I think
Briv still
Orkira
inside?
needs this confidence boost.
Are we still inside the fortress, or are we outside?
No,
now?
you're flying around.
Right. So I'm like up tasting clouds, and you're about to come up there with me? Okay.
That's what I'm going to try to do, yeah. I mean, the Storm Herald will be below us. It's not like, it'll still be a fall. But hey, why not? I'm going to impress. Let's do this. What do I got to do?
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw with...
Okay.
No, acrobatics check with advantage.
Okay, advantage is good. I like advantage. All right, that's a 12.
Your wings unfold, and you fly, you fall, and everyone's like, and you just sink straight down into the ground, and then your wings stick out one more time, and what was your nosedive suddenly becomes a dive up into the air in front of everyone in Storm Herald, and everyone starts clapping and cheering.
Yes.
Falling with style.
Yeah. I swoop up next to Briv.
One of the bards is watching, stroking his beard. He's like, "What up, Danger?"
And as she spreads her wings, I will prestidigitate sparks coming out of them.
I didn't know I could do that too. I fly up next to Briv. Briv, we did it. I can show you the world.
Keep thine mouth open, and thou shalt never need for water. I'm just drinking clouds.
Oh my god.
Also, I got a couple bugs on the way up here. It was great.
Yeah, there's some adjustment to life in the air.
All right. Now I gotta land. So are you gonna teach me how to land? Because so far I've only fallen.
Yay! Follow me, and then I
Okay, here we go.
do a doze
So much
knife.
hesitation.
I love
doze
the first
knife,
moment of
a
Briv
nosedive.
snark. Yay! Okay.
Featherfall will allow them both to land on their feet.
Okay. Landing, you do feel there's some training wheels still on your landing, but you land perfectly, both of you. So, remarkably easily so. But you do feel there's a bit. Everyone in Storm Herald is clapping and cheering, and everyone's super happy for you.
You're the best teacher ever. Thank you.
Balasar is watching
I am,
from
aren't I?
a wall, just like, I don't know what's happening right now.
And Orkira will walk on over to Alindra and be like, thanks for watching out to make sure I didn't like completely fall. I appreciate
It's
that.
all you. It's all
Like,
you.
Except for the part where I didn't completely fall. I know you were watching. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Just was a safety net, just in case. It was all you. I was hands off. You did great.
Okay. I do need perception checks from everyone.
Oh, jeez.
18.
I do have Griff, and I would like to have Griff in.
20.
10.
Whoa.
25.
Whoa.
I rolled a 19.
Sorry. Why am I so amazed by this? You see a large
we're still-
flying creature heading towards Storm Herald. And its wings aren't doing so much this as
That's
There's a giant
odd.
hummingbird heading this way. Does anyone else see that?
Briv's going to fly
I
out around the
do.
fortress and look in that direction.
What
you
is
fly
it?
out. What does
I mean-
Okira do?
On Beak Grinder, Briv can't
Yeah.
fly.
Yeah,
So,
I
yes.
know. Yeah. No,
Thank you for the clarification.
No, you didn't say it. Briv is dead. That's the kind of DM you're gonna get from me. We've all had that DM. What is Okira doing?
I'm gonna warn everybody. I'm gonna be the warning signal. I think one successful flight probably hasn't given her enough confidence to like go on aerial reconnaissance just yet. So she'll
Kira,
stay.
come this way. I need thine help.
Oh, I don't want to. Oh, I don't want to let him down after all the work he did. Oh, there's a giant hummingbird coming this way. I gotta go, and she'll follow him.
Everyone looks around. Giant hummingbird?
Does
Okay.
anyone else see it?
Are the heroes of the Veil insane?
Yes.
That's not the
It's
point.
possible.
You all see some
Um,
kind of flying creature. Briv and
I would
Okira,
like to
you...
send Griff in owl form out with them,
Right.
just so we know what's happening.
All right, so Beak Grinder, Briv, Okira, and Griff all fly out to meet this thing, and you see a very shaken, literally shaken creature riding on top of a giant moth, a green goblin with goggles on and a metal hat, almost like something like from World War II, is just trying not to die from the constant vibration of this giant moth's wings as he's heading towards Storm Herald, and he's just kind of waving, and you hear him, you can see his lips moving, but you can't hear anything. It's just such a loud wing sound that's happening around him. But he's just like,
Briv wants to get as close as he can and starts just yelling at him. Who art thou? State thy name and purpose. Just over and over, whether it's getting through or not.
I don't know, a Theodore.
Didst thou hear that, Orkira?
I heard it, but I don't know if I understand it. What? Are you trying to land?
I hate okra. It's gross.
I agree.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of it myself, ironically. All right, so it's just that this moth is super loud. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, the wings are so loud. Is this
Okay.
like imagine a biplane?
All right. I'm gonna fly on over to Briv, or do my best, and be like, I think he wants to land. Should we just guide him in and talk when we're not trying to yell over the moth?
I don't think it's a good idea to let a giant moth onto the fortress.
I am now preparing battle stations. I do not know what is going on, and no one has told me there is a giant thing entering Federation airspace. Phasers on lock.
Captain.
Everyone is moving the few ballistas that do function on Storm Herald in the direction of the flying moth. You are now very, very close to Storm Herald.
I'm gonna take a quick look around. Is this the only moth with a goblin on top?
Nothing else around.
Okay. Briv, it's just the one. We might as well chat with him.
I can't understand a word he's saying. It's too loud out here. But we don't need that
That's why
moth on the fortress.
Well, how are we gonna get the goblin on the fortress without letting the moth on the fortress?
I have a
I'm not-
solution.
I'm not
So the-
insane.
So
Seems like a real
I
thing
need
to
like
say.
semaphore or something.
I speak to Beak Grinder, and I have no idea if Beak Grinder understands me, obviously, but I'm still going to speak to Beak Grinder and just simply say, all right, I am about to leave thee, but thou ought to return to the fortress. And then I am going to get over the moth, and I'm going to jump onto the moth in order to get closer to the goblin.
Oh dear.
Okay. I need an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics, all right.
How heavy is the
Yeah.
goblin?
Huh?
How heavy is the goblin?
Oh, goblins are not very heavy. I would say maybe 50, 60 pounds.
That is an 8.
You see, like, Briv whisper something into the giant flying ostrich that he's riding, Beak Grinder, and he just leaps off with great confidence in his full plate armor, and just you see him descending onto the moth, and then one of the wings just hits him, and Briv just spirals down into the air, down the air, and he's just
I'm gonna
falling
do-
to the ground.
I'm going after him. I'm going after him.
Briv,
I
you
know
are
what I
like
gotta
hit
do.
with a sudden moment of, well,
I
gonna
am
make
fully
up for what I-
confident that I can survive the fall.
I'm not. I'm going after him.
okay, Okara, I need you. You can close the gap of about 60 feet if you're doing a full-on dive
Yeah.
for him.
I don't have a choice.
Keen, Penelope, Alindra, you all see Briv try to jump on top of a giant moth and just, well, I would say Biff, but I'm just gonna say Brivet, and you just see him like falling like a stone towards the ground.
Why did he do
What's
this?
everyone doing?
I can't really help from here on that.
My wings collapse
Flap
and,
your
and
wings, Briv.
I'm diving after him, and it's probably ungainly and completely uncoordinated, but I'm going after him.
Oh,
Oh my god. No.
Griff will assist Okira in any way that they can.
Help me, tiny owl friend. You're my only help.
Griff will put guidance on Briv.
Okay, and what does guidance do?
Guidance will allow Briv to roll a d4 and add it to the next ability check of your choice.
Okay.
Just you can use it before or after making the roll, as long as I can keep the
Kira, I need
concentration
you
on
to
it.
make an acrobatics check to catch him.
Okay.
In the meantime, I will sprint up to the crystal ball. I do not know if it is possible to cast Featherfall through it, but that is what I have in mind. It is the last thing I can think of.
What is the normal distance on Featherfall?
The range on Featherfall, I believe, is 60 feet. Yes, it's 60 feet
60 feet.
ordinarily.
All right, it will elongate it to 120 feet. You can hit. So you run up, and this is the first time you've really tried to send magic through it, and you're like, whoa, this is pretty good. And you feel
Just once, King,
Featherfall
just once.
encapsulate Briv. Briv, you feel yourself now slowly descending. You assume by will alone.
I pull out my call, and I'm hopeful that since I've slowed now, that I will get Beak Grinder's attention.
Okara, I will go ahead and say that you can attach your claws to his shoulder and start trying to lift Briv. Briv is, even with Featherfall, quite heavy in all his full plate. So you are having a hard time.
Yeah, so I rolled an 8 on that acrobatics check, so I think what probably happened was she goes to like intercept him, and Keen casts the Featherfall, and she just totally whiffs and goes tumbling out of the way and like rights herself
Briv,
and turns around and is like, wait, let me try it again. On.
No, you flat out headbutt Briv. Briv, you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as,
Oh, no!
as Okira just knocks. She's like, I got this, Briv! And then just knocks you right in the head. Horns and all.
This is the worst. Okay, and then I will
Meanwhile,
grab
everyone
him.
at Storm Herald is on the battlements, just like, you keep on hearing like screams like, oh, it's so much worse now.
Not helpful!
I thought they were heroes. Gosh.
All right, she headbutt. Ouch! Sorry. She'll try to grab hold, and I think she knows there's no way she's gonna fly with Briv, so I think she's just gonna try to help slow him.
So at this time, Beak Grinder does position herself underneath Briv so Briv can slowly land onto its back, and you kind of
Perfect.
as Briv, yeah. However, Beak Grinder isn't the most dexterous creature in the world, so you see Beak Grinder's doing its best to be in the center, and Briv is not there, and you can kind of nudge Briv. You can do like a light push Briv like into the center of the fall, just gently, just a nudge.
Guide him.
Yeah, you just kind of guide him. Briv may not be aware that this is happening, by the way. I don't know. That's up to Briv. And Briv lands onto to Beak Grinder. At this time, Keen, you are barely missed. You are distracted by all of this madness, as is everyone else. A goblin riding on top of a moth just blows right past you, and you immediately start sneezing and coughing because of all the weird moth dander that is just constantly spiraling off of this thing. And the moth just crashes into the courtyard and kind of skips. And you just see the goblin get out, unstrap himself from the saddle, and just kind of dust himself off. Hey, how's everyone doing? That was crazy. What?
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Oh, hello, what's your name?
What?
What's your name?
Message.
His name is what?
I know he was flying on a creature, and that's very familiar to me. I actually will start trying to communicate, see if that works, and if that doesn't work, I'll use telepathy as well.
Don't cast a spell on me, Enchantress.
Oh, I'm not casting a spell.
My name's Vim.
Are you?
I'm a messenger. I send messages between the different communities that in this fair world of ours. I get paid a flat fee, and I have been sent to people have been made aware of you, and I am here to bring you a message. I hope everyone here is doing well. Please ask your elven enchantress not to cast any spells on me. I've been hurt before.
Oh, was that the message?
I won't cast any spells if you don't want me to.
No, I'm okay. I don't need a massage. I'm okay.
What?
When did Briv and Orkira arrive?
Yeah, we have Ray about
Common.
now. There's this this large white moth, big giant black beady eyes, all 8 billion of them. Just kind of sitting there, and just what would look like snowfall of dander all around the moth. And you see this goblin creature dusting himself off, and he's yelling at everyone at like a super loud volume.
Briv is just gonna get off of Beak Grinder and then try to grab him by the back of his shirt or tunic and just raise him up into the air, and very loudly, because he sees that he can't hear anything, say, "What is thy name? What is thy name, and what is thine purpose?"
His name is Vim.
Hi everyone, my name's Vim. I do not own a porpoise. I am a messenger. I have been hired to send you a message of good tidings from the great gnome city.
Oh, the gnomes. Isn't that what almost ran us over?
It hit you in the head, yes.
Oh,
I think
right,
it totally
I
ran you
forgot.
over.
Oh yeah. But that sounds nice. We should go see them.
What is the name of this city?
Oh, that's Gnomish City's 7,271,938.
2,731,000.
7,271,938. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to be partial. It's one of my favorite Gnomish cities.
Wait,
7,000,000.
2,731,000, 7,231,000.
Yeah, Gnomish City, 7,271,938. How many times do I have to say this?
All right,
A
Apparently
city
Denise
that's trying to
said-
kill Penelope.
I'm not from a place where cities are known by numbers. I'm from a place where cities are known by names. That's fascinating.
I'm not
Should
fasting.
we throw him
I can actually
overboard?
eat. What?
Should we toss him?
Ah,
Can I see?
no,
Is this
you're
guy?
mean, orc buddy? Why am I in the air still?
Take
Is this guy
piece of
hurt?
paper.
Or can I
I'm
like?
afraid of heights. Wait,
I
no,
will
I'm not.
use-
That's not true.
I will use silent image to open a book, and in the first page of the book, it says, "Can
Yeah.
you read this?"
Oh yeah.
I will turn the page. Why are you here?
I had to deliver a message.
What's the message?
What is
Wait.
that message?
Oh, that the good gnomes of Gnomish City 7,271,938 would like to meet the folks that live in this big flying castle thing you got here.
When would they like to meet?
Oh, right now would be great.
Where is the place of this meeting?
Oh, it's about where I came from. It's to the north. It's to the northeast.
Anyone
Can you take
else?
us there?
Can you take us there?
Yes, I can.
This is so exciting.
This is so
Well-
exciting.
While this is all happening, can I like examine this goblin?
Yeah, I
Does-
guess so. Yeah, I guess it is. It's pretty cool. Can your giant orc friend let me get down? Because like I don't want to like
And-
overshare,
Griff?
but like my pants are really riding up on me right now.
Griff.
Oh no!
Yes.
Put our
Put
guest
our
down,
new friend.
please.
It's our new friend.
Very well. We've decided he's not trying to kill Penelope like
As
the
of right
city
now,
did before.
No, not yet.
I would never kill a centipede.
Can I tell if this guy is hurt? Can I do like some healing or something to fix the? I'm assuming he's got like tinnitus in his ears or something.
It's tonight.
He's always riding a very loud creature.
Yeah, healing's not gonna heal. I mean, the only thing you can
But
heal right
he
now
doesn't
is
sign?
some of the pants. No, he does. He
Pen-
is the victim of constant sound from
No,
flying around on
so
a moth.
I'm
Yeah.
going to start teaching
So
him
it is
if
more.
you
It is
like.
more like tinnitus. It goes away after a while, probably, but it's not. He's not deaf. It's just that his volume level is much higher than everyone else's.
Penelope is just like petting the moth thing and just feel, oh my, look at all the white stuff. This is so neat.
You see Penelope
Prestidigitation.
touching them off. Penelope is all white with large black beady eyes. It's just covered completely in white.
I like this creature. Can we keep it?
I don't think it's ours. I think it belongs
I
to
believe
him.
this creature belongs.
I was
to
talking about
anyone.
him. Can we keep him?
Don't
You're gonna
keep
ask.
people. Generally.
Well, he can then be our friend.
Please stay for dinner.
Briv smacks his lips.
Okay, I have one No, I don't like that. I have one question. I'm not the dinner, am I?
No, of course not.
No, of course not.
Briv looks confused.
Okira kind of elbows him.
Linda
very
So I
gently.
don't mean to bring up personal issues again, but like again, my pants are riding up pretty bad, and I sit
Oh, I
down
dropped
most of
them.
my days. Oh,
Alindra
that
pulls
cheeks.
Riverside. Briv, where you're from, do they eat goblin?
Where I am from, we will eat whatever we must to survive.
You eat mud?
Oh,
I have before.
Keen, ask the goblin.
and then I
if he
realized that
uses-
Dust is getting.
As a goblin, if he uses like earplugs.
Do you use earplugs on your moth?
How would he hear?
Okay, we'll reach
How would I
over
put
and like
earplugs on my moth?
add a comma.
He's
So it
effectively
says,
my
"Do
eyes and
you
ears.
use ear-
I don't think that makes sense.
Keen, add a comma. Do you use earplugs? Comma. Wall on your moth.
Do you
There you
use earplugs,
Oh,
comma,
this,
while on
Oh, this is a grammar thing. I am not good at this. Okay. Comma means. Oh.
I capitalize
No.
you. Ah,
No. But I've been told maybe I should. Yeah. This has been brought up before, like every time. The missus also brings it up a lot. So I guess it's time. I gotta start wearing earplugs. I'm not a young goblin anymore. I'm all of like 8 years old. You
As
know?
a medical
Perfect, the way you
professional,
are.
I highly recommend earplugs.
I don't
Hey,
like
Say
to
it
mug.
louder.
Would you translate for me, please?
sorry.
What's mean mugging?
As a medical professional, she highly recommends earplugs.
Professional, I highly recommend earplugs. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Well, you know, my wife and you would get along really well. So
And I
That's
will message him. Or actually, Keen, would you ask if it's all right if I message him? It'll be faster this way.
Is it all right if the sorceress lore keeper messages you directly to your mind?
as I
And I point to
previously
sorceress
stated,
and I
I am
go,
already
"No."
taken. I am already taken. I am married. So I feel like getting random messages from your elven enchantress may be inappropriate. I appreciate her interest in either my mind or my body.
I value thine integrity, little goblin.
Thank you.
I like to think Briv is the only one loud enough that this guy can hear. That the rest of us are just. But Briv just like cuts
Oh.
through.
Actually, Alinda probably is signing here. She really is just signing a lot of this.
He doesn't
So-
sign. He doesn't
Yeah,
know.
which is
Yeah.
what I was going to advise that he perhaps start learning. Maybe start the alphabet. Might be useful. Can use it across long distances as well.
I love talking about myself as much as the next person, but I feel like that maybe we've been led astray a little bit. We're talking a lot about me, and I'm just a lowly messenger.
You're very
I
Maybe
agree.
we-
This is all
Message.
utter nonsense.
Let us
I heard
go to
that.
the gnome city.
Ask him who we're supposed to go talk to when we get there.
Who
Oh,
are we
well-
supposed to go talk to when we get there?
The Iron Thimble. He's not the queen of the gnomish city. He is actually the ambassador and representative of the queen. The queen is out. Queen's name is Whittle, but she has taken a sabbatical for a couple of months, so she has left her ambassador and representative, the Iron Thimble, which is, I know, a terrifying. Don't get wrong. I know that's a terrifying moniker, but super nice guy. Yeah.
The queen is Whittle.
Yeah.
Whittle, as in wood, whittle, or whittle with a D. As in, it was such a sweet
Nobody
whittle
knows.
thing. Yeah. I know. I'm asking Todd. As
I've been
a,
oh yeah. Like whittling something. Yeah.
okay, to whittle.
Or are you going to
Um,
lead us there?
Yeah, I was hoping so. But like, someone didn't mention a dinner, so
You said that
can
we
eat
were
on the
all
way.
going to dinner, yes?
I mean, I can eat. So
We invite
long
you
will-
to dinner while we make our way towards the gnomish city. Kindly point the way, and we will have dinner as we get close.
As we arrive at the moment. That's a good use of time. Yeah, yeah, that checks out.
I have 2 questions. Number 1, are we eating the goblin for the dinner?
No, I don't write that.
No.
Number
I heard
2,
that.
are we taking our entire home to the gnomish place, or are we riding the moth to the gnomish place? I'm not sure how wise it is. We're trying to protect these people. Why would we take them to the unknown like this?
That's a fair question.
Are there other modes of transportation that we can use, though?
There's only one way to get out of the city easily. We will use the safe way, and then they will retract the tube until we return. We
Very
will
well.
call it an away team. I think we should gather some people wearing red and bring them with us.
Red. I mean, I have always looked good in red.
Why
Fall for it.
do your
I was gonna
soldiers
say
wear
no, but
bread?
It's Okira. She should be like, yeah, totally red. Sounds great.
You may be new to this whole area, but like red armor is highly ineffective gear. I mean, I tried it once when I was like, 3 months old, but red armor is just I don't think it's gonna cut it.
Well, I'll
Just a
take
joke
that under
there.
advisement. We're
I
still
bet I
pretty,
could cut it.
we're still pretty new here, and we're still learning all the customs.
Briv, what was your third question?
I could go for some custard if that's also what we're having.
I only had 2 questions,
Ah,
Alindra.
Yeah, one
Thank
was
thee
eating
for
me,
checking.
and the other was how do we get there after he eats me? It depends on like 1 or 2, like how you do that. I'd rather not to be Ian personally. I'm not in my prime. I understand that. I probably don't taste that great because, as I said, I am all of. Oh, how old am I? Does anyone remember?
Dean, remind him we're not gonna eat him. We're not gonna eat him.
It is amazing that you can only hear Brave's voice, and we are not going to eat you.
Oh, okay, that's cool. And I
And you are
also
8.
agree it is amazing that I can hear Briv's voice. He's
a
loud.
particular frequency, perhaps, as well.
That's a word for it. Yeah.
Huzzah!
We'll say frequency.
All right, let's see if we can find a way to get us to this location. Is it safe to travel on the ground here?
I wouldn't recommend it. Everyone, I don't know if you notice, everyone tends to try to be very mobile in this area. So, movement is life, as they say.
Are there safer ways to travel that can be summoned here?
Oh yeah, we can arrange some travel.
That would be wonderful. What would we need to
Okay.
do for that?
Well, a couple hours. I'm sure we can manage to get a battle balloon out here.
That would be fun.
Yep.
What's battle balloon?
It's a gnomish battle balloon. It's a balloon covered in iron. Has some floating issues sometimes. It's kind of hit and miss, but they're working out. They're
Sounds
workshopping it.
fascinating.
I want to go
Then
on the
why
I
don't
will
you
not
do
be
it?
traveling in an iron balloon. This will not happen.
Well, I kind of want to travel in the iron balloon.
I will leave it to
Penelope, do
you.
you want to
Like
travel in the iron
iron.
balloon? Tell me you want to travel in the iron balloon.
I absolutely want to travel in the iron balloon.
No, you know what?
We would be flying.
I
And
mean,
it's gnomish. I've never really spent.
You
Much
guys can
time.
take the iron balloon. I'm gonna ride the moth.
okay.
Iron is not
As Hope
natural.
is, as Penelope is
Ah.
still just covered in white flakes, and her head and shoulder are almost impossible to distinguish between. You just see this snow person That is Penelope half pint. I'm going to ride the moth.
Before we meet with the representative of the Queen.
Keen, thou canst ride with me on Beak Grinder, if thou so desire.
Let us have dinner. We will talk
Behind
about it
me.
at dinner. To the custard.
To
There's
custard.
custard?
Now there is.
And we guide the city towards where we need to be.
All right, everyone
Yeah.
sits down for dinner.
Yeah,
cooks here?
did we find out how far away this gnomish city is? Like, how far will it take to travel?
For Storm Herald to get there, about a day. Yeah.
Do we want to just
Actually,
fly the
about-
city there?
About half that, because if they, yeah, actually, so you talk to Vim, the Goblin Carrier, and he's like the gnomish city is already on its way. So if you head towards them, and it's gonna take a day, and they head towards you, that's gonna be 2 days. No, that's not how that works. Okay, let me think. If you head towards them and they head
you're
towards
moving
you,
it.
that's gonna be
It's
like,
many-
I feel like it should be less, right?
Alindra
We all
does
just look at Alindra.
mathematics of
Let me
it.
look at my let me look at my navigation stuff here.
I mean, it's simple, and Minor alluding. He loves the chalkboard.
That's some beautiful mind stuff. That's really cool. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so like half a day.
If they're taking their city, I think it's only fair that we take ours. I mean, as
Anyway,
much as I really want to ride in a big balloon, this probably makes more sense.
So I don't
Somehow
want
I
to push
feel
the
that the
custard
big
issue.
balloon is in our future.
Yes, where's the custard?
But I want
Yeah.
to ride in the big balloon. No big balloon?
You've got to
I do
eat
too, but-
first.
Yeah.
We head to the meeting spot and have dinner, and hopefully there's some kind of custard.
Okay.
I would like to know about Vim and this.
Who
grand
tells the
star.
cook? Who tells the cook? There's a
We have a
kobold.
cook.
Yeah, you have a cook. He's a kobold, and he's just behind the lines. Who tells him?
He's a kobold, or Kara is totally going
Yeah.
to talk to this kobold. Wait, is it a winged kobold? Do we have a winged? Have we had a winged kobold this whole time?
Yeah, he's got wings. All the other kobolds hate him because he has wings.
Oh my
And then
god,
he's
what's his
just-
name?
Huh?
What's his name?
Vrex.
Rex.
Oh my
Rex.
erd.
All right, so like I've been trying to get, because here's a tiny little dragon man with wings, and so I'm like, Rex. I took my first flight today. It was super cool.
Okay, my name's not Rex.
What's his
First off,
name?
you never took time to learn my name. It's Thrax.
Rex. I took my first flight today. It was super cool. I think O'Kara would have like chatted with this dude, but okay. Rex.
I'm glad for you.
We should go flying
Everyone here
sometime.
hates me because I can fly. I'm sitting here on the line cooking for like 1,000 people. I'm glad that you got to fly around the Storm Herald. I hope that, I mean,
Is
yeah,
it just
good for
you? You'd figure there'd be a lot of people doing the cooking.
I would, you know what? That's a good figuring because they're not.
Well, we should.
Not a
we
lot of
should pick-
cooks.
Why
Apparently,
did
the Ninter Vale, apparently some evil diabolical plot happened and someone killed all the cooks in the Ninter Vale because it's just Thrax.
Well, we should fix that. You should have told somebody. I'll totally help you find some more cooks.
Briv comes up, hopefully
my
overhearing just a little bit of this, and he seriously starts to just go in and start cooking like he is old hat at it to help
See?
Thrax.
Briv will help. We just needed to know, dude.
Well, okay, now I feel like a jerk.
Where dost
No,
thou
it's a-
keep the butter?
The butter's right over there on the shelf.
Oh. No, this
No,
okay.
we're
it's
happy
okay.
to. Listen, it's been like a crazy, weird couple of days. You know,
I've been
whole,
stressed out too. I've been really stressed.
Yeah, totally understandable. I mean, what with the whole being kidnapped and ending up in a new world and then floating city and then big evil and lots of undead.
I haven't even been
ending
outside
up with
this
different
building.
body
I don't
parts.
even. I don't even know. I didn't even know we were in a different world. No one even told me this.
Well, listen. We'll deal with this as it comes. We'll get you like a whole staff because I mean, so far everything's been great and you've been doing it by yourself. So I think if we get you a whole staff, the food will be fantastic.
Have you told him we need custard?
Also, we need custard. We need custard.
I hate this job. I knew it. I knew just wanted custard out of this.
No. I want to make you happy too. I'll help with the custard too, and I'll get on into cooking with Briv and Thrax. I will make custard.
Okay, that's fine. I said I overreacted.
As I said, we've all been stressed. Have you had anyone to talk to? You know, sometimes you need to just sit down, get these issues out, see a professional about this kind of thing. And I have a little bit of...
This is my bit. Roop doop. I talk to him. Sometimes I get lonely and we just have a conversation.
Oh.
And he gives me words of inspiring.
That's good. It's good to have somebody.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Listen, after custard, we'll sit down. We'll come up with like a plan. We'll get you staff and everything because it's been great. Like, there's thousands of people here. You shouldn't be cooking for everybody and making custard.
Thank you.
And we'll go flying
saying.
sometime.
Thank you for saying it out loud.
Yeah,
I
sure.
need that. Okay.
And I will make custard.
All right, so you guys start making dinner and custard. Everyone levels up. No.
Yay! No, you said it. Too late.
No take back.
You never know when a milestone's coming,
Canonical.
kids.
Level
Custard
6.
was a milestone.
Custard.
You
is
learn
always
how
a
not to
milestone.
break your eggs. Once you how not to scramble them.
All right, so you have
It's
dinner,
hard.
and in
it
the
is.
distance, far in the distance, as you have dinner, and Vim basically misunderstands everything you say, and he's thrilled with the custard, and everyone's eating and laughing, and
Briv comes out with a chef's hat on that he found somewhere under a shelf somewhere, and he serves sweetened tea, braised pork ribs, and all kinds of just delectable meats. Anything he could find in the kitchen. Probably going to be a problem for like the meals a week from now, but this one is really, really good.
This causes basically like everyone in Storm Herald, because it's very much a like a long haul, very much like something you would see in a show about Vikings or anything like that. So in the long haul, everyone's celebrating, everyone's drinking a little bit more. This is the first time no one's been under attack. Like everyone got very tense about the moth situation.
Oh wow.
Everyone kind of figured that we were probably going to lose someone. Briv almost died. Okera kind of on the fence. So everyone's been a little high-strung, but everyone is celebrating, and everyone's enjoying this strange cook rib meat that Briv is serving up.
I am still a little tense because we do not have any farm animals on this castle. Where did this meat come from?
I was hoping you would ask.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Wait.
Olindra's a vegetarian.
The ball is in Briv's court right now, everyone.
Wait.
I am terribly apologetic, Alindra. I did not make any vegetables.
That's fine. It smells excellent. I'm sure
Huzzah.
it's lovely.
Oh,
My
it
dear
is.
DM, dear Todd,
Yes.
what exactly
Todd is here now.
would you say that the spell create food and water would probably create some pretty nice food? Not anything crazy, but like,
It would,
pig.
but I'm gonna let you know that Briv cooked something, and it wasn't
Okay.
great food and water.
I found
I was gonna try to help.
the ribs and the sirloin in the ice box. There's a giant ice cube in the back, and I chipped away some of it and pulled out the meat. I assumed it was some kind of herd animal.
Should we go investigate? What is
Penelope?
he talking about? What?
Penelope,
Uh-huh.
Why
going
is
to
everyone
ask
looking
if
at
you-
me like that?
Do you really want to know?
Yeah, why? What's why is everyone seem so worried?
I-
It's just meat, right?
Huzzah!
Right. And Okira will eat it because she probably doesn't care.
Thrax,
I will leave
Thrax
it
is
at
like
that.
sweating, watching everybody like.
Thrax, what kind of meat was in the ice box?
Well, the meat wasn't bad. I think it tastes delicious, right, everyone? Everyone, the meat tasted really good. The meat is full of preservatives. And you might say it's white meat.
What are preservatives?
Listen, I don't have a lot to work with here, and you all exploded that creature's head. And fortunately,
Is this dragon meat?
no, it's not dragon meat. It's that white. You know that the guy that was riding on the dragon. He blew up his head. And wait, I feel like there's a lot of judgment going around right now.
I'm going
Is
to
there-
immediately start praying to Ogma to protect my friends. Oh God. Oh Ogma, dearest Ogma. Why was this? Oh,
Thrax.
it's better to know. Now we need to deal with it.
It's okay.
We'll start healing Keen. Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna take some time. I'll Thrax, it's okay, and I'll just kind of guide the kobold back into the kitchen and go.
I have to
Why
ask,
don't you just-
what's your season now, Keen?
Whatever it is, it's green. His season is super
Yeah.
green.
I feel
I'll guide-
as if I am missing something. What is the big deal?
I don't
With this
know.
revelation.
I feel like everyone's being a little sensitive about how kobolds cook.
No, it has nothing to do with the cooking, and more to do with the fact that this thing might have been infected with something that's gonna make everybody crazy. Why don't you just go back into the kitchen? It'll be
He cooked
fine. And
it?
Okira,
He
Also,
cooked
this was probably once a person.
I watched Briv cook it.
I mean, what kind of kitchen steward would put something infectious in the ice box?
I didn't know it was infectious.
Oh,
I
here's
just
the
saw-
gonna
kobold.
start examining people who have eaten the
See,
meat.
this is cannibalism and eating their own kind. So,
Everyone seems to be okay.
Thrax,
Have
my
you
dear
told
friend?
everyone what they are eating?
No,
we,
I'm
like,
walking around
keeping-
here like,
I
did you have the chicken or the fish? If you had the chicken, give me a second. She'll just medicine check them and make sure that
Yeah.
everybody's okay.
and
Just real quiet. It's like
anyone
you're
who
like
has
literally
not
like almost like a
eaten
waitress going up. So did you have the chicken or fish? Okay.
I
the
will
chicken.
prestidigitate a bad smell on anyone who has it of that food, so it smells like it's gone bad. Everyone, we've just learned that this is not it wasn't kept cold enough. It's not safe to eat. So please, if you haven't eaten any, don't. We'll come around and collect it, and we'll bring something else out that's safe to eat. If you have, please go see Okira. We are going to preemptively give you something for your stomach.
Oh God, I had 3
He
helpings.
is now in winter. Because his stomach is empty, forcibly empty, all bets are off. All things must come to an end, like my dinner. Now
No,
the
he's just
only
popping
good news
some
is there is always room for custard.
What's
There
the
is custard.
I wasn't sure about that milk.
I don't trust anything anymore.
No.
Is it?
And I'm the most trusting person ever.
So am I getting that? Am I getting more staff? Is that not on the table anymore?
No, Thrax, we're absolutely gonna get you more staff. You need
obviously need more
you
support staff, yeah.
You deserve some help. Why don't you just make sure that there's nothing left in the kitchen that might have gone bad, and we'll start fresh in the morning.
Perhaps we get rid of any animal products.
Can you define bad?
Okira will cast create food and water. Creates, I think it said 40 pounds of food in the kitchen. And she'll be like, anything that's not this.
So I should probably empty out the other fridge, huh? Okay.
What's in the other fridge?
Well, the other guy you guys drag up. Briv.
So, Thrax, my friend, I think it's probably a wise idea. I appreciate the inventiveness of what you're doing. It's a very creative solution, but I think it's probably wiser not to collect the corpses of things that die and feed them to our people.
But now we figured out that Briv is really good at seasoning things.
Of course I am.
I would never
start you on some vegetables, Briv.
Wait, is he also in the season? Briv? Is he in Eladrin? Because, oof. He felt old. He hit every stick on the Eladrin tree. If he's in Eladrin. I mean, I don't want to, I mean, never mind. I'm gonna leave. You guys have a lot to talk about. I think I'm gonna take a walk. You have all this magical food now. There is a zombie-like creature in the other freezer. You may want to kill it. I don't know. So, well, everyone have a good one.
Just for safety, I would like to cast Purify Food and Drink on everything in the kitchen.
Okay.
I'm going to do a deep clean in here.
It's a real. There's
Check
almost
all
the
those
smell of.
expiration dates.
There's almost the smell of bleach in the kitchen. Okay.
Penelope's sitting in the corner, just popping good berries.
This will make it okay, right?
Briv continues to eat the rib.
All right. The
Linda will purify that first, and then it'll be fine.
No.
You get rid of the white meat and WIGHT, and you see the smoke in the distance. Yeah, I did it. You see in the distance smoke from the gnomish city, and it is the same gnomish city that hit Penelope on accident when she turned into a firebug, and is heading directly towards Storm Herald. And you hear lots of clanking and noise and all kinds of like gnomish screams from time to time. There's an occasional explosion, but there are easily thousands of people who would be living on this city that has giant, almost like tank tracks for wheels, propelling it towards, leaving giant grooves in the mud and dirt. And you arrive to Gnomish City, 7,271,938.
Look, it's
And at
Gnomish
the
City
dinner-
710. We did it. We made it.
Well,
We
We
did.
prepare to go to the city.
2, 7, 1, 9, 3.
Okay.
do we like park
there's a-
over it?
You can park over it, and there's like a large landing dock kind of thing. Landing platform that you can actually get the bottom of Storm Herald near and go down the Onks staircase that's carved through the city down to the bottom.
We
Was
prepare
there-
for that.
During the dinner, was there any information we were able to get about? Olivia would have asked about cultural norms. She would have observed how our friend was eating his food, whether there was a specific hand to use, utensils, things like that, and asked culturally
Vim the
Questions
Goblin
about the
Carrier
culture.
is eating with his hands, and he's like watching the whole white meat situation, and he was kind of with Briv, like, everyone seems like super stressed about this. I don't know why. Everyone's acting like they haven't eaten the undead before. I don't know. I mean, some people are super fancy about things, I guess. Yeah.
Thou
Super
art my
fancy.
brother from another mother.
But did he tell us anything about the culture?
I
or the
suppose you want people to cook things
history?
too.
Do we need to bring a gift? What's
They're
the
so
attire we need to
squeamish.
be wearing? It's a
I don't feel
queen's,
that. I think that's
queen's-
overcompensating. You need to bring a gift. I mean, I like one Hippo Man as much as the next, but I don't think that's necessary. I mean, if you've got
gift.
one,
A gift, not a gif, not a gif, but a gift. A present.
Wait, is this a gift or a gift?
Gift, like a present.
oh,
So
man,
we're
what
back to the gift.
No.
Do we have to give a
Yes.
gift
but
as
no.
a gift?
no.
A gift.
I don't know what
For
everyone's
the gift?
saying right now. I can tell you that no, you don't have to bring a hippo or a guy without a nose or any of that. You don't have to bring anything. You just,
No
I mean,
presents.
they invite you. They
Dress
invite
code?
you. Yeah, it is kind of like a bring your BRB kind of thing. So bring your own food or BRA, bring your own ale. Yeah,
It's a bra. It's a bra party.
it's a bra. Yeah.
Huzzah!
What did we bring?
Is there a dress code? Is there? Should we be expecting
Have you
a?
met gnomes? No dress code.
No, I haven't.
We can't wear clothes?
I mean,
Wait, what?
yeah, wear clothes. They're sort of hip height, so they would not appreciate if you decide not to wear clothes. If you get my drift.
What
That's
do
a visual I
gnomes
did not
dislike
need.
the most?
What'd you do?
What
King?
do gnomes dislike the most?
Well, kobolds. So I wouldn't invite the cook.
Very good. We are ready.
Okay.
This is so
All right,
exciting.
I'll introduce you. I'll be your herald. So where we go? What are we doing? Everyone going down there? Saying hi?
Yeah. Lead on, we follow.
Is the city open from the top?
Yeah.
Okay. Briv is going to fly down
Okay.
on Beak Grinder.
You hear trumpets. And one of them explodes.
The trumpets?
Oh, this place is so unnatural.
You guys get to the bottom of the staircase, and you you find yourselves, and there's a about 6 or 7 gnomes, all in, like, some have monocles, some have fancy armor that seems to have actual gears running inside of them. Some are carrying some type of weapon, like a giant pipe, and all like kind of very stately. And you guys all walk out, and they all bow. Well met.
Hail
met.
and well met.
Well met.
Thank you for coming to Gnomish City. 7,271,938. We appreciate you. What's the name of your giant rock? What do you call your rock? Which rock is it?
Tis
That is
Storm Herald.
Storm Herald.
Number
Storm
one.
Herald.
I stole thine thunder. Apologies, Keen.
You can steal thunder. Okay, good to know. Perhaps
Briv
we
the
have
Bold
things-
can.
Perhaps we have things we can trade. Anyways, that'll later half orc thing. Welcome to our city. We hope you enjoy the festivities. We are excited to meet another city that is not incredibly hostile. So yeah. How are you guys?
hostile?
No. I felt like that was kind of self-evident with the trumpets and everything.
We wish
One
to
of them
thank you for
exploded.
the invitation to join you in this meeting of peace.
You're welcome. We were hoping, and I know we've just met, that we could form some sort of alliance.
Against what?
But the growing darkness, there are a lot of threats out there in this world, but one of them is the Ocean of the Dead.
Yes, we tried to fight it earlier, and we almost perished. So yes, maybe with more friends and help, we could defeat it. I like this idea.
Well, certainly survive. Alindra, right at that moment, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
All right. I have foreseen this moment. I was prepared that they might try something on me. So that will be my 14 plus 4, so that's an 18.
You see them all. You see all of the dead.
Miss Owl Lady, are you okay?
He collapses.
Oh my goodness! Go straight to her side.
Yeah, me too. I'll rush
When
on
you
over and
scream,
examine her.
you see them in your mind scream as well. And you feel it's as if you had cast Mind Spike again. And you feel yourself linked to the Ocean of the Dead, to all of those minds. And you can sense where all of them are, all of the time.
What is the matter? Was it one of the gnomes?
She okay?
I don't know. Does she look injured? Can I do a check on her to see if she's okay? What might be going on?
Her eyes are black.
She does
I'm gonna
that from
freak
time
out.
to time.
I'm gonna freak out and immediately cast Lesser Restoration. I don't know what's going on, but I think Okira is like that's been her go-to this whole time. What happened? She's just gonna Lesser Restorate immediately.
I like how you verbified that spell.
I know, that was pretty funny. I don't know why go Lesser Restorate.
That's pretty
was
much.
That was the straight-up Spokane way to say that. So
I'm okay with this.
I'm
So
glad
yeah,
they
it's-
had everyone.
I
are
touch a
doing
creature
that-
and can. Yeah.
I'm sorry, while they are doing that, I look at the gnomes and say, have you seen this before? After meeting the undead ocean.
No, we've never seen this before. It's definitely, you can definitely tell that Alindra is fine. She's herself. Her eyes are now completely black, though.
And the Lesser Restorate doesn't do anything?
Doesn't do anything.
Okay.
Her hands are flying. She's not talking, but she's just like her hands are just signing
She's
away.
trying to sign. Nobody knows what her signing means.
It's her. I don't think she was taken over by the ooze or anything. I don't think she's a danger, but she might be in danger. I don't know what's going
We have to
on.
do something. She's gonna turn to the gnomes and say, "Do you have a sorcerer or some sort of magic caster here yourself that could help? We need to bring her to someone."
Yeah, we have sorcerers and wizard. We don't have any. We typically don't truck with sorcerers. We have wizards that might be able to assist her.
Can you please
Um,
pick her up? We must go.
Alindra,
I
you
pick
are
her
able
up.
to snap out of it, but for a moment, you feel like you have 2 billion minds all at once, but you are able not to lose yourself in it.
Do I understand anything new about them, other than how many there are?
You don't? You sensed like billions of eyes and billions of mouths with a single purpose, a single understanding. Intelligence is a hard way to describe it. You could think of them more like ants, and that they are some kind of collective intelligence. If anything, if they make any kind of thoughts, it's something primordial.
Could I tell what they want?
Oh, to eat, to live, to grow. and there is a rage, a little bit of a rage.
Melinda, are you okay?
I don't know. Do I still feel them in the back of my mind, or can I shake them off?
No,
completely?
you do know that whatever was bothering you is part of this connection, but you're fine now.
Okay. I put my hand into my pocket and I start just kind of holding and worrying my homestone, just out of habit. I saw all of them.
Darkness.
All of them. And there are just... We can't...
I tell the gnomes, where is a place that we can have her lie down and rest? I'm carrying her right
No,
now.
I'm all right. Honestly, I'll be fine. We just...
Show us the way, if you would. We will follow you.
You
Yes,
should
of
have-
course. We have quarters if you want to stay or if you need to rest. We're sorry that your friend isn't feeling better. We actually have this kind of cart that you can put your friend on. If she wants to rest, and they wind it up.
I will carry
About-
her. Show us.
It's got
the way.
about 7 wheels. No, wait, I got it. We almost got it. All right, yeah, you can put your friend right there. It'll take her right where she needs. Okay. Well, anyone else want the cart? It's a
I
really
think
cool
I'll stay.
cart.
I'll stay near her, thanks, and I'll
Hey,
follow.
okay.
Keen.
Oh, good. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Woo! I was so embarrassed. I just made this like a few minutes ago, so it's super safe. Trust me. Like
It
it's gonna be great.
Okay, I trust you.
Okay. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you for trying this out. Okay. There's a lever in the center, and you turn left, and it goes left. You turn right, and it goes right. And if you move it forward, it goes super fast. And if you want brake, just whoa! Oh, I forgot to tell her about the brake. Oh, well. Hope just go. Penelope just goes, and all the dust, all the white dust that was on her from the moth, just leaves kind of a smoke trail as she goes by. The gnomes take you. The gnomes take
We're
you
like
to.
walking along, and she. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be okay. You just need to rest for a little bit. Mwah.
Yeah, some people are coughing. Moth gender. Okay. You get to
Delicious.
a long hall. There's several like couches, and there's a fire going. And this is
I lay her on a couch.
there's a
near fire.
large stained glass wall that's absolutely gorgeous. That is easily 10 stories tall, and there's a big throne there, and even above the throne is a painting of Queen Whittle, this tiny gnome with all kinds of weird mechanical weapons in her hand, and she has like a kind of like a happy, jovial spirit, but she's looking off to the future of the gnomish city, and yeah, that's the painting.
I set Alindra down on a couch near the fire so she can
Okay.
recover herself.
All right. So, I am the Iron Thimble. I am the ambassador of Gnomish City, 7,271,938, and we thank you for arriving. And the reason we reached out to you was, we were hoping to form an alliance. We figured safety in numbers. I don't know who amongst you is the leader.
That would
but
be me.
Okay. Sure. What's your name?
I am Briv Steelmarrow, often called Briv the Bold.
You know, incidentally, I know it's just like a surname, but if you actually want your marrow to be steel, I know a guy who is running an experiment right now that could probably hook you up.
No.
Punch me right here, right in this spot, and you will see that it already is as steel.
Okay, yeah, sure. All right, just a minute. Just hold on. 1 second. Okay. All of a sudden, this mechanical arm erupts out of the right side of his body and strikes you in the chest. Make an opposed state. Make a strength saving throw. Athletics. Actually, athletics check.
Athletics, okay. That is going to be a 21.
It knocks the wind out of you, and you are pushed back like 5 feet. But he like falls on his face, and he's just got this giant mechanical arm that is now like fully extended about 8 feet, and he's like,
Oh, jeez.
How'd that do? And he's just winding it back up. 1 second. Do you need another one? You want
tickled.
You want more of this?
That tickled, but we have other business to attend to.
Don't mess with me. I will be ready in another 5 to 8 minutes.
While you two are having that fun, can you explain a little
They
bit
don't call
more
me
about
the Iron Thimble for no reason.
Yeah. We'll find out about that later. Can you tell us more about the undead that might be plaguing our friend?
Oh, is that what's happening right there? Are we talking about the Ocean of the Dead? I didn't know like she was having some kind of elf thing going on. So I don't know. Why has she had a lot of contact with the Ocean of the Dead?
I believe she just ate some of them.
No, she's a vegetarian. She didn't have any.
You don't want to do that. That's
Oh.
gross.
Your belief in vegetables saved thee.
We've recently come into.
I'm sorry. Wait. I don't mean to interrupt. So he's your leader, Briv. Okay, just check.
We recently. Okira's gonna try to move on. Okira, we recently came into contact with them when rescuing a dryad and had to fight them off, and it was not fun.
Yeah. Yeah, not fun is usually like what happens with the Ocean of the Dead. Does she like make some unusual contact with them, or she cast any spells on the Ocean of the Dead?
Many spells were cast on the Ocean of the Dead, and she is the one who did it.
Can you tell me which ones?
Yes. There was a spell I prayed.
He puts on his spectacles and he takes out one of his books.
I primarily used arcane magics. I used
Grease.
Toll the Dead.
Grease?
I used
No.
Grease. Yes, I made the floor slippery. I used Mind Spike. I used.
You did what?
Yes,
You
It's a
cast
divination.
Mind Spike on the Ocean of the Dead?
Well, not on the entire ocean. It was on an individual that was
There
coming
are
to attack us.
no individuals. Okay,
What-
so everything's probably going to be fine. Everyone be calm. But you cast some kind of mind spike, attaches yourself to, well, their mind, and they only have one. So that may be the situation. I've never heard this before because I've known people to have done this and survived. Was there anything else unusual in the casting of this?
Well, yes.
Okay. Okay.
I sort
What
of looked
else?
at everyone. We might have used something that we don't really know quite so much about to boost the power and range of it and the damage. So that happened too.
So you used an unknown magical artifact to contact the minds of billions of undead that only share one mind.
As
You
leader,
thought it
I
was
advised
very
against it.
Yeah,
it was a
okay, so
desperate
You
situation.
were down on the ground.
there are no judgments here in Nomish City, 7,271,938. But yeah, I'm just letting you know that, yeah, this is probably the source of your problem.
Little gnome man, I have a confession. I am not the leader of this band of adventurers. I
Tell
was
me
just
more.
saying that to make sure you were not about to attack. Our leader is actually... I don't actually know, but it is not me. And then
Yeah,
Brib
leader
takes a
is
few
true.
steps back.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm not
get
gonna lie.
question. What
You,
is next
you had me though.
exploration?
You had me though, but
Yeah.
it started to unravel when you started talking about vegetables. So yeah, well, good effort. So is there a
Who
leader,
is
or are
the
you like
leader?
more of a quorum or a council?
We are a
Really? Yes,
Yes,
federation.
we are a leaderless group of we try to reach a consensus and work together. To
Riv
form-
leads us in many
Right.
things, but we work together for
Huzzah.
everything.
Huzzah.
All right. Well, here's as the Iron Thimble. This is what I would like to extend to you. I'm not making judgments about your beautiful rock. It seems like it could use some more enhancements, armaments, you might say. Not that 2 ballistas aren't enough to fight off hordes of undead or dragons or wyverns or, what else out there. But we can provide weaponry and also, check out, make sure things are like structurally functional in your giant rock. We can make sure the walls don't fall to pieces, that kind of thing. We can give you kind of, like the 5-star treatment.
And
Dost
in
thou
turn,
have
what
livestock?
In turn, what would you want for this?
We need allies. That's what we need. You may notice that we do have an array of battle balloons, some sky ships. They're not necessarily horribly consistent, but you are in the position of a giant flying rock. And to be honest, you don't appear to be undead. So that's a big plus in your category in terms of like potential friendships and alliances. So really, we feel like stronger together, weaker apart.
Where are the other gnome alliances? The other cities?
Well, we have lost a lot of gnomish cities, and sometimes our numbering conventions are not on point. Don't misunderstand me. There are not necessarily 7 million gnomish cities. That is just
How
the
many
designation
gnomish
of this.
cities are there?
We know that there is at least about 9 left. Yeah.
There
How-
are
how-
only 9.
Yeah. But they're very large.
How much of
Out of
this?
710? Hmm.
How much of this does Okira believe? Like she's been listening. Does she? Does
You
this
don't
look
sense
like this guy's
deception.
being-
No, you
Okay.
don't sense deception. He's
being-
laying all out.
He's not like an ulterior motive here to wanting to get on top of our
No.
rock. All right.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can roll for it, but this is just like he's just thrilled that you're not undead or have some nefarious evil plan. He sized up Brib after someone said vegetables, he's feeling pretty at ease. So he's feeling more comfortable.
My plan
minute by
all
minute.
along.
And who are you at war with besides the undead?
Well, we're trying to prevent any types of wars. Sometimes there are orcs and goblins that can be difficult, but that's more of a. It's not so much because they're orcs or goblins. It's just where everyone's hungry for resources out here in the wild. There is an orcish city that is also quite mobile. They may have kind of forced us to build it for them. But, when you force people to build things for them, we didn't necessarily give it the full, heave-ho in terms of quality. So it's a pretty rough orcish city. But yeah, there are other cities out there. There are other even floating cities of different types and varieties. We actually sent a courier very recently to a new city that arrived, I would say, about 100 years ago. They call it the City of Shadows. This is a little ostentatious for a name, but it is a flying city. Sure.
And
it's not as good as Gnomish City's 7,271,938, but, City of Shadows.
And what was their response?
People up there. Well, we haven't heard back yet. We just sent the courier. We sent the courier at the same time that we sent our good friend to talk to you and bring you here.
We see two suns in the sky. When will the long night come?
We have trouble predicting that. And that is of a great amount of debate amongst the gnomes. Because typically we're really good at that kind of thing. We know when the stars are going to be in what kind of alignment. We can tell you the weather with pretty good accuracy. And there's all kinds of things we're great at, but there's something off about the suns, to be completely honest. As if something is manipulating them.
Has anyone asked Pelor or Saranthus?
Who? Who's Pelor?
One of the two sons.
I've heard vague mutterings about Saranthus, and they don't always talk directly to the gnomes. So, but we do know that the gods around here do sometimes just kind of walk in and out. But it's hard for us to. Yeah, we've never had a direct conversation with a god.
Which god does thou serve?
We don't serve any particular god other than invention. We have a philosophy of the forge, of creation, of gears, of... You may say we are attuned with the inventor's spirit. I think deep down, at the end of the day, we're all just gears inside.
In your best guesstimation, how long before we must face the ocean of the dead?
Well, things have definitely not been getting better. And our best mathematicians here have noticed that the ocean of the dead seems to be getting larger, even though they haven't consumed a great number of cities. So we don't know where they're coming from.
Do they have
there are portals.
We do. That's very smart. We do suspect that maybe there is a portal open somewhere.
Well, we know there was one.
That's where we actually came from.
Well, that's a very dangerous place. We have not been able to launch an expedition into the center of the ocean of the dead. But that might be the only way to get those secrets. Yeah.
When I could see through all of their eyes, did I see anything?
You felt a center of darkness. Do you want to try to contact it?
If you think about doing this, we should make preparations before you do. You should be tied down, and you should be centered by protective bands.
All right. Do you do
and
so?
Maybe let's not do it right now, right after you've had this episode on, here. We're kind of guests here. Maybe you recover a little bit and we'll try it again.
I agree.
And furthermore, You will know what they know, and perhaps they will
They may
know
know
what
what
you
I know.
We must prepare for that.
All right. So do you do a long rest to prepare?
Yes.
Okay. So you we'll move forward a day. The
I'm assuming we'll
gnomes-
have like a party with these people, and we'll like
Oh,
hammer
yeah.
out some details.
Oh, there's like
and
food and the
Yeah.
Who is cooking?
not
definitely-
us.
the cooking seems above board. So and a lot of the gnomes like actually have like parties and stuff, and they're gnomes, they're little tiny people, but they ask people from Storm Herald to dance, and everyone, not everyone's the same height, but it's very cute. Like the communities are meshing quite well, and a lot of the gnomes make toys for the children and hand them out. They understand that these people, the people of Storm Herald, are refugees, and so they try to make everyone feel at the most at home. So there are lots of music boxes and Jack in the Box like toys and things like that. So
Can
whirly
we
gigs.
trade for vegetables and grains and things like this?
And they don't have a lot of magic themselves. So any magic users helping them understand magic and that kind of thing is actually of a great deal of benefit. So they have some
Elindra would
magic.
Share her spellbook and her knowledge with them.
Okay.
Teach anyone who is curious.
I'd gladly walk around telling anyone they want to know about, or healing anybody if there's anybody who needs some healing, and chatting about Paylor.
Absolutely. You probably heal 3 or 4 people who are having gnomish related diseases from probably drinking the wrong type of fluid at the wrong time.
4 people in a row. You're the 4th person that I've healed who got their hands stuck in a gear. You really need to learn about
there's
some protective kind of thing. Here, hold still.
Yeah, some people have their heads literally stuck in machinery and are looking for aid.
I continue
so-
to 3 things also.
Okay. Well, as all this happens, do you prepare Elindra?
Yes, I suppose I must. I would like to know more about them, but if I'm going to do this, I need to prepare for it. I will consult any books I have about preparing for something like this.
Okay.
I will obviously continue with my daily, my standard fare rituals. Let me see what I would prepare for this in terms of sanctify the ground as much as possible.
Do you have a place in Storm Herald you would prefer to have this done?
Probably in either the library or in the temple area, but Ogma believes knowledge can be carried anywhere, so any of those places would be fine.
Any
The
place that
library
things cannot be hurt. That would be good. We do not
The
know
library
what
might be a
place
little
may-
more private.
Okay.
I would like to put down any protections I can, perhaps a shield of faith surrounding us.
Okay.
Casting sanctuary as well, perhaps. On myself.
Okay. Anything else?
This is not a
Um,
thing that is done alone. We get the wisest
No,
and
I
the
would ask
smartest
my
people
friends.
to gather and ask their opinions on protections and things that we can do.
You have several
Furthermore-
wizards and other clerics are all like casting spells and preparing the
We
room.
will also prepare to block her vision, for when her eyes open and she has the vision of 1,000,000 enemy, they will not see what we have.
Okay.
Penelope doesn't really understand the mind magic, but she feels in order to help her, she will cast bark skin upon her so that if anything physical happens, she will be protected.
All right.
Okira's gonna
So
cast
what-
enhance.
What does that do?
Your AC becomes 16.
Okay, that's what I was at, so.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, you've got barky skin.
Sweet.
All
Before
right.
she goes under, Briv is just going to go up to her and, as she's starting to lay down, takes his fist and kind of acts like he's about to punch her arm. But then when it gets close to her arm, he just kind of taps her and then like smiles and winks and walks back.
Put my hand on his. And then I'll react like he punched me. Oh, ow, Briv.
I
All
will very quickly cast Enhance Ability, and I will do Owl's Wisdom,
Which is
Okay, so
kind of
I'm gonna
appropriate.
write all
and that
down. So we have Sanctuary. We have Shield of Faith. We have Bark Skin. We have Bless.
While these preparations are
bless.
going
Yeah.
and the parties are going on, my mind is in the winter mode. I am asking these inventors about things that hurt the undead in large numbers, like a bomb, for instance. Furthermore,
Okay.
I bring my lance of dragonbone down for a better craftsmanship so that it can be worked properly by their machines, or it seems that they are prepared for this. Lastly, I ask around if they know anything about an ancient tree that sat in the twilight zone between sun and shade.
Okay. Jen, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
which you have advantage on because
Oh,
of
and
Enhance
it's a new
Ability.
dice I have. So I have my portents are 7 and 3.
Okay.
And I have advantage on my wisdom saving throw. So 12. It's 16 or 16. Same amount of both. And
Plus your
You
plus?
connect- just you
I'm
thinking
sorry, so
about
that's a
connecting with
20.
them, you immediately connect with a billion minds all at once, and you see all of them seething across the entire world. Hungry, angry, thinking, feeding, and you find yourself into this maelstrom of just undead crawling on top of each other like an ocean. Undead are like cresting in waves, and you see a singular darkness where no light penetrates, and you feel yourself hovering above all of these entities, and you are sucked into the darkness. For all of you, you see Alindra's eyes go completely black, and her skin utterly pale as she's starting to writhe as she connects.
That's when the blindfold goes on.
You pass through the darkness and you see a world. You move further and further away from this other world with no suns, and you see stars. And the further you get away, the more you realize this entire sphere, this entire planet, there is no ground, there are no oceans, there are no mountains, there is no core. It is just dead. Undead on top of undead, on top of undead, on top of undead. And it is a world made of death. And that's where we'll leave it. That's the end of Heroes of the Veil for this Wednesday. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you again to all my amazing players, TJ Storm, Hope Lavelle, Adam Bradford, Lauren Irvin, and of course Jen Kretschmer, who has seen something quite horrifying. Sorry to leave you on that note, everyone.
No, you're
Time
not. You're not sorry.
is up.
It's true.
Meanwhile, there is an epilogue, a very quick epilogue. Somewhere in the swamps, hundreds of Koatoa are chanting, drums pounding. Fires are lit, sort of like tiki torch-like things. And there's a cave, a small cave. And amongst the path are just skeleton after skeleton after skeleton, and a giant, massive arm, completely eaten, all the flesh eaten off that arm is thrown out of the cave. And slowly you see Vahar kind of move concerned, looking at the other Koatoa. He's like, wait a minute. I said to only bring him one troll. How many trolls did you bring, Boom Boom? What have you done? Just about 12? Oh my God! What have you done to Boom Boom? Did he eat all 12 trolls? Oh my God! You just hear, and the cave explodes, and a 60-foot tall Boom Boom, giant Koatoa with a 16-pack muscles in his stomach and weird, sickly, oozy wings spring from his shoulders, and he just goes, whoa. Okay. I guess I can work with that. And that's the end of the adventure, everyone.
Have at thee.
Thank you so much for watching.
Wow.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for, we're a little bit late. We apologize. We will see you not next week, but the week after. I will be at Gary Con with Adam Bradford as well, telling everyone about Boom Boom. But after next Wednesday, we will be back with Heroes of the Veil. Lauren Urban, did you have a thing to add?
Did I? No. Yay! This is awesome.
I thought you were about to say, okay.
No, I'm just reminding. 2 weeks. We're back in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. We'll be Heroes of the Veil. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.
Bye.